Hi there, and welcome to 3 Lies Your Banker Will Tell You to Get You to Buy Mortgage Insurance. Yes, mortgage insurance, the biggest scam in the insurance industry. If you're wondering if you should buy it or if you have it, you're in the right place. This is where you need to know to get the real scoop on mortgage insurance. Today, I'm going to educate you on these 3 big lies that the banks will tell you. I've been an insurance specialist for 16 years. My name is Debbie Cantin. I have seen many people financially devastated because they trusted their banker. Don't let that be you. So, lie number 1, you have to buy it. In order to get this mortgage, you have to buy the mortgage insurance. This is completely false, and actually, it's illegal for the banks to tell you that. So, for instance, in the insurance world, if you say I will give you this if you buy this, that's called tied selling and it's illegal. So the banks are not allowed to do that, but they do it all the time. One way to get to find, basically to catch them in their lie, is to ask them to put that in an email to you, that you have to buy it in order to get the mortgage. They'll never do it. If they do, make sure you bring them to me. I will fight for you to make sure that you're that person gets fired. So basically, what I would say is, if you have had this happen to you, where you felt either that they had insisted that you buy the mortgage insurance or implied that you had to have it in order for you to get the mortgage, put that in the chat. Say yes in the chat. Let's see how many people out there have been struggling with this and having to go through this. It's to me, it's like I say, one of the biggest scams in the insurance industry. The second lie they'll tell you is that your mortgage will be paid off if one of you dies. Really, I've seen many different things happen. What happens is, with mortgage insurance, it is underwritten at the time of claim. With true insurance, it's underwritten when you apply for the insurance. So it's underwritten at the time of claim. One of you passes away, then they go to your doctor and check your health records. For instance, I have a very good friend. Her and her husband got married, purchased an acreage 17 years ago. He recently died of a brain tumor. And his wife said, well, at least, I'll have a roof over my head, because we've been paying that mortgage insurance consistently for 17 years. She went to the bank, told them what had happened. They said, we'll get back to you. And they went to his doctor and asked him if he could prove that the man did not have the brain tumor when he signed the documents for the mortgage. And of course, the doctor couldn't prove that, so they denied her claim. She had to sell her acreage and move into a 2-bedroom apartment in the city with 2 teenagers. Tell me how fun that'll be. So she was financially devastated because she did not work. So now she's living on social assistance in a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 teenagers, and they're fighting all the time. It's crazy. This is what happens every day in the banking industry. The other, if you, let me see what I was going to offer you. Oh, if you would like a checklist to determine what kind of insurance you have, because many of us aren't aware, whether it's creditor protection or is it true insurance, post your email in the chat and I'll make sure you get that checklist, okay? The last lie that they tell you all the time is that mortgage insurance is insurance. It actually is not insurance. It's something called creditor protection. Creditor protection, in the name, it says who it protects. It protects the bank. So if something happens to one of you and it will pay out, the bank is the one who benefits from it, not you and your family. So for instance, the bank is the beneficiary on any of those certificates, not your spouse. So it will not benefit your spouse in the sense that they'll have money to live on after you pass away. Secondly, it'll only pay out what is left on the mortgage. For instance, if you originally purchased $300,000 worth of creditor protection for a $300,000 mortgage, and your spouse passes away when you only owe $100,000, even though you've been paying for $300,000 worth of coverage, they're only going to pay $100,000 to the bank. Okay. With true insurance, if I hand you a policy that says that you're paying for $300,000 worth of coverage, regardless of how much is owing on the mortgage at the time of death, the insurance company will pay you $300,000, the exact amount that you've been paying for. This is why it's one of the biggest scams in the industry. You've been paying for $300,000 worth of coverage, but only $100,000 gets paid out. That's wrong, in my opinion. And the other thing about mortgage or creditor protection is that it's not portable. If you basically buy a house, get the creditor protection, 5 years later you sell that house and you buy another one, you have to requalify for the creditor protection at that time. If even while the mortgage is in effect and you've already been told you're already been paying for creditor protection, let's say your lifestyle changes where you go from a smoker to a non-smoker, guess what? Now you no longer that would not pay out because you said you were a non-smoker when you got the insurance. Secondly, if you have some health conditions that present themselves during the time of your mortgage insurance coverage, basically like diabetes, for instance, and something were to happen to you and you'd pass away, they look into your health and they go, oh, she has diabetes. Deny, claim denied, claim denied. The killer is this: most often true insurance is actually less costly than creditor protection too. So not only are you not getting what you're paying for, you're paying more than you need to pay for it. So basically what I would recommend, highly recommend, is that you get a quote to replace your mortgage insurance, if that's what you have, with true insurance. And you can book an appointment with me to get a free quote in my calendar below. I hope I've given you some value today. Please feel free to contact me at any time. My information is there. And I love replacing creditor protection with true insurance. Bye for now.